Could you imagine getting a copyright claim because your neighbor from 2 houses over is playing like AC/DC or some shit with their middle-aged man rock band? I say this as if I didn't grow up in a house that was constantly full of middle-aged rock bands.
Play music. All right, shall we start?
Dad, if you're watching this, I love you and you're an excellent musician.
Scott Dristley, you're awesome. Love you, Scott. Miss you. Kisses.
Go give him a like on iTunes. Shameless plug. We share a single brain cell, and therefore very poorly planned how we film versus how we edit. So, if you're seeing this, it means you're on a fun episode that we thought was going to be part of a bigger thing, and then I edited down into a smaller thing. So I hope you enjoyed the previous episode. Let's just get into what we're watching now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Editing Hayley here. Because of things like copyright, you're not going to see much of the episodes. These videos are mostly just me and Oliver talking some nonsense. Also, the audio recordings for these videos have been corrupted, so apologies in advance for terrible, terrible camera audio. Apparently my dog has some feelings about this.
We've managed to corral most of the Titans in the corner furthest from the breach. But still, 20% of our forces are lost.
Not lost. They did not die of losing their way. They were sent to their deaths by me. If my actions ensure mankind's survival, history may call me Butcher all at once.
I know that they're going for like eccentric and having him be like weird, and that's why everyone thinks like he just is honest. Like everything about him so far has just been like, this is what I'm thinking and feeling, and this is why it matters.
Yeah, he just says what he thinks.
Just get on his face and just be like, Aaron, you, listen, do your job.
Aaron, I know you're in there somewhere. I know you recognize me. Come on, snap the hell out of it. We've got a breach to seal up. We failed.
She's like, nope, not even gonna wait.
Nope.
Not even giving it a fucking chance.
Aaron, listen to me. You're human.
Get out of there!
Stop hitting yourself. He fell down, go boom.
Oh no, you fell down, go boom.
Oh no, he fell down.
We need to get out of here. The plan's a bust.
Agreed. Full withdrawal. We have to leave him as he is.
She's like, fucking try. This is why you don't have big angry fights before you have to save the world.
It's over. They failed. Whoa! Armin, where are you going?
Let's see how fast I can run this loop.
That's so fucking far.
I know.
Sir, shall I order a retreat?
Absolutely not. The elite squad is well helmed. They have leave to make their own decisions.
What the hell's up with the red smoke? What happened to it?
I don't know, but Armin's gone to sea. I don't want to be that guy, but this whole thing feels kind of pointless. I don't like the idea of so many of us being dead for nothing.
I don't like so many of us being such a bitch.
Honestly, out of the hundreds of soldiers that we've like met in passing, an uncomfortable amount of them are little bitches.
This is it. This is all we've got, and you damn well know it. I am making a judgment call here. If you have a better plan, speak up.
If you're asking me how else we'll defeat the Titans, obviously I have no idea.
That's why we can't afford to beat a retreat.
You may not know what else is in
Just his tongue.
Because you like
Smashed his whole face in.
just fucking punched his face.
Look at us. Always scraping by. Always on the run. Don't you want it to be over? Don't you want to make a stand? Well, this is how it's done.
This is madness.
Hey!
I think you're right. Just this once. Let's fight a fight that's not just a battle of attrition. Let the bastards taste humanity's wrath.
Thanks, Rico. Doing great.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Well, we've got the two in front or don't. Right.
Thank you, Captain. That was brave.
No, it wasn't. There's no thanks needed. The fact of the matter is, I was petrified of the mess you were about to get into. But you're free now, so do your thing. Make good use of that inborn skill. Go save the man you love.
Platonically.
Platonically.
I like how she's like, do I though?
She's like, no one understands.
Oh, Aaron, what is this doing to you? Oh God, what if you won't be able to change back?
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
You became like a perma-titan. Oh, Arvin just made it to the intersection. You got a while to go, buddy. What I don't understand is, like, it is obviously significantly faster to use your 3D maneuvering gear.
Yeah.
Why would you not use it?
He's a little bitch.
I love that one where it's like, you use the lines to pull you around, but during training they'll purposefully cut your line and see what you do.
Aaron.
I know we were making fun of him for moving slow, but he got there fast!
Here's the thing. We don't let a single one of these ugly SOBs wander out of this corner. Focus on luring them here and keeping them here, understood? If a Titan goes astray, we'll put him down.
What do you mean, if? It's not like we can count on them to follow protocol.
Oh, bitch, behind us!
It's the 13-meter! We got 4 more coming through the gate! All of them 10 meters at least!
Right, rear, Ackerman, yours!
Sir!
Keep it away from them at all costs!
Elite or not, 2 teams can't take on 4 Titans at once.
She's like, fucking watch me. You'd be amazed what I can do when I'm pissed.
Kind of just like hair over top of the house.
Why'd the plan go belly up?
Get away, it's dangerous! Something went wrong. He lost control and wound up like that.
But the plan!
We've had to shift tack. Right now, all we can do is protect him. He's defenseless. And there's just so many. I don't know how much longer we can keep this up.
I'm pulling him out of here! You just hold off the other Titans as long as you can!
Real quick, what would you do? Like, what would your strategy be here?
I'd pull him out, leave the body, and just try again in an hour.
When Aaron first emerged from this form, it was from the weak spot. I don't know, but something tells me that's a big part of the picture. It'll be alright, as long as I don't hit the center. This won't kill him, but, well, it is going to hurt. A lot!
Stop it! You'll get yourself killed!
I'm fine! Now leave Aaron to me and go do what you do best!
Go be a
Go
badass.
fucking kill some Titans.
Aaron, can you hear me? You've
Is that in his arm?
Yep.
Oh, aggressive.
Whatever this, come on! Damn it! Wake up! Get out of there! We need you! Aaron!
Bothers me that his voice keeps cracking.
Your voice keeps cracking.
No, my voice is. I got a deep baritone.
Gross.
If you don't get a move on, the Titans are going to kill us! It'll all end right here! Armin, seriously, what the hell's gotten into you?
That is a very interesting, like, subconscious visual.
It's like it's his safe space.
This right here's good enough for me. It's not like I want to be a scout.
I would be very interested to, like, go through this very thoroughly and, like, look at, like, different, like, psych theories about disassociation and compartmentalizing, and it would be really interesting.
And like in reality, his time that he spent with Mikasa at the house was actually a quite short period of time. Like it's a couple months, I think. That's his safe space with Mikasa.
Aw, cute. Soulmates.
Honey.
Did this thing just not penetrate the wall?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, they're like, to be fair, they're meant to be used outside
Yeah.
in the forest. So penetrating stone is not always.
Yeah,
what
it's
they're
not.
meant
It's not
for.
their intention. It's not what they're designed for.
Yeah.
Do you know what they like kind of remind me of? Those giant heads from Spirited Away, like the 3 roly heads.
Yes. The ones that couldn't talk that turned.
Yeah,
into
that
the
eventually
baby.
turned into the baby, and they just were like,
Yeah.
oh. You hiding? Little
He's out
bitch.
of gas. I don't know if he's out of gas or it's
No, he's
malfunctioning.
malfunctioning. Yeah. Is this why you told me that they're calibrated to each person? So he's gonna use another one that's gonna be fucked up.
It's not that significant, but like it is noticeable when you use someone else's gear.
Remember when we were kids? All we could talk about was the world outside. Beyond the walls. Tell me, honestly, even though your first step beyond the wall meant the difference between a warm hearth and hell on earth, even though it meant risking your life, gambling against the possibility of dying like my parents, why? Why throw caution to the wind and venture outside? What kind of question is that? The world
Good morning. Oh,
This
we're on part
This
9.
is the last one. So after this, we'll do a pause and debrief.
Oh well, Netflix wants us to pause
No,
anyway.
Netflix, you're wrong.
Stop it, judgy Netflix.
Way to go, tracking everybody down. Great job.
Literally just being like, I'm a little bitch. I was like, yeah, you are, dude.
I also don't know why you wouldn't hide, like, further into the building.
Or at least just, like, out of sight of the window.
What are we going to do, Captain? We're all that's left.
Yeah, because everybody else was bitches. And you guys are badasses.
Riko's pretty awesome. She's not, like, a major character, but, like...
Worth the time we spend with her.
Yeah. That's some whiskey business.
You're exposed, dude.
Come on, work with me here. John, look out!
Why wouldn't you cut his neck? You were right there. Like, I know you were aiming for a distraction, but why wouldn't you aim to take it out?
What? You've got to be kidding me. Why is the trigger so stiff?
Like, you know when you use a piece of equipment and you're just used
It's
to
like
it?
when you drive somebody else's car. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with your gas and brake? Come on, Julia.
She's gonna surf this. Surf this Titan out of
Surfboard.
here.
You idiot's got a death wish? Don't even start, man. Yeah, you scared the hell out of me.
I'll be damned.
He got a boulder.
That's a nice bold.
In the morning, I'm your waffles.
He came out of it somehow. We're set. He's determined to see the mission through to the end. As long as we've got his back while he heads for the wall.
The one thing that always confused me here, so if you remember, picture the snapshot of the gate.
Sure.
What's around the gate?
A bunch of holes.
Bunch of holes. What's covering those holes? A wooden bridge.
Oh.
You expect him to walk across a wooden bridge?
With a giant-ass
giant-ass boulder?
The ugly sons of bitches have lost all interest in us. We need to get close enough to grab their attention.
They're insane. Setting foot down there is suicide.
Let's move out.
Say it's a death sentence? I'm fucking in.
I'm ready.
Hey, what's the matter? Can't catch me? You never will with that attitude.
Big fucking game, buddy. Ooh!
Water like fire, mountains of ice. Lay your eyes on that, and you'll know what freedom is. That it's worth fighting for. Risk it all for even a glimmer of real freedom. It doesn't matter what's waiting outside the gate or what comes in.
Oh no, Ian.
It doesn't matter how cruel the world can be.
His head just rolled right off.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
There's still one ahead of us.
Get him, get him, get him.
Yeah, Rico. So good.
Comrades, your sacrifices weren't in vain.
So now, enclosed area, there's still Titans. Don't come down yet. But like, you just exterminate the Titans that are inside the walls.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Ackerman, pull back! With all due respect, I'm not withdrawing until I recover Aaron!
Gotta get the boy.
Damn it. He's fused to the carcass. I can't work it free.
Then we cut. Wait, we don't know what that might do!
Too bad.
What the fuck's the kind of left?
He's having a great time. He came here to party. Oh, hey, Levi.
Now you show up. Who needs your help earlier?
Guy looks like a who.
That's what I was thinking. Like he doesn't have a nose, it's just like a big bump.
He's like a slightly effeminate figure with dark hair. Who are you?
Who could you be? Bitch.
Pay attention, kiddos. This is the part where you explain to me exactly what it is I'm looking at.
It's called a dead body.
It was a full day's work dispatching the Titans who remained corralled within Trost's perimeter. During the so-called cleanup operation, 2 Titans, a 4-meter and a 7-meter, were captured alive and successfully restrained. However, all told, 207 people were either dead or missing. 897 are counted among the injured.
It's not bad.
Not great.
Over 1,000 total, like between injured and dead. I never liked how they did this.
Oh, Marco.
Yeah.
Please, son, you understand? It's been 2 days since we boarded up the hole in Wall Rose. Unless these poor souls are dealt with soon, an epidemic is likely to break out. We're the first line of defense against secondary disaster.
Wear your mask.
He was a member of the 104th Cadet Corps, captain of Squad 19, Marco. But
Yeah, I never liked how they did that with Marco.
Do they explain it?
Not really. You never see what happened to him.
He just is dead.
Yeah.
What is this thing?
Leftover Titan vomit. Apparently they don't have a digestive tract, so once they've had their fill of people, they upchuck them like hairballs.
They don't have buttholes. In case that's what you were wondering.
I'm not thinking about the buttholes. I mean, I am now, because you said it.
That's Commander Ervin, head of the Scout Regiment's task force. What's he doing here? And Captain Levi?
Okay, I'm sure Levi is going to be a very engaging character. However, that fucking necktie.
The little, that thing.
Look at it! Why are you like this?
Where'd you get that?
Let's talk home. Specifically the good doctor's cellar back in Shiganshina. Pretty big secret in there, right? About the Titans.
Must suck having your dad and your memory MIA at the same time. Unless, of course, that's just a cover story.
Enough. Here's the lay of the land, my friend. If we want to pay your dad's cellar a visit, we have to venture back into Shiganshina. Sealing the breach there as we did in Trost would be the smart way to go about it, don't you think? It's been conjectured that the Colossal and the Armored Titan are more or less the same as you. It's why I ask your intentions. They could be the key to turning the tide forever. You could save us.
They could be the key?
Shut up.
I'm sorry. He was right there.
Come on, it's an easy question. What the hell is it you want to do?
I want to become a member of the Scouts and slaughter every Titan that crosses my path.
All right then. I'll take responsibility for him. The bigwigs aren't likely to raise a stink. My record more than speaks for itself, I'm pretty sure.
Levi looks like he should have like a toothpick in his mouth. You know?
Would it bend your mind a little bit to picture him in a maid outfit? Not exactly like the traditional maid outfit, but like coming up rather soon, there's like a cleaning montage.
Good news, Jaeger. You're now officially a member of the Scouts.
I have questions.
Okay.
This is more of a theory than it is a question.
Go for it.
We don't know how they reproduce. What are the chances the like owl droppings of humans are Titans?
I mean, do you want me to tell you whether you're right or wrong?
I mean, go ahead.
You're wrong.
Damn it.
Okay, so we've been through Trost.
Yeah.
We've met Erwin, Levi, Hanji kind of. They're going to be major players.
Yeah.
Hinted at the very end was that they thought that the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan were the same as Eren. Do you have any thoughts or opinions about that little tidbit right at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all of the hints so far are that Eren wasn't born like this. Because all of the like weird flashbacks with his dad have like that needle in the syringe and all that stuff. So, so there's the implication that this is either a like, it's gonna sound dumb, but like genetic thing that got enhanced by something else, or it's just the serum is just a magical potion. Sort of, and you're a Titan now.
So I'm gonna say something that's a little bit spoilery, but it'll still leave you guessing because I think it'll make it more interesting later.
Okay.
So of the characters that we've met, one or more of them are Titan shifters.
Ooh, okay.
No, you can ask, but I'm not telling you.
I'm gonna ask.
I'm not telling you.
Because this applies to a lot of people, so you might have more wiggle room. Is it somebody that we have called a bitch?
I don't want to say too much. There are going to be scenes coming up where that point will be relevant, and I think it will make the show more interesting for you.
The spoiler makes the plot better.
It does. We've been introduced to kind of the class system of the different military police regiments.
Yeah. Also just straight up confirming that they were doing population control. Because I think we both were sort of like, yeah, like it's population control, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Even if it was really like we're trying to change something, it's still like added benefit of population control.
Yeah.
But then he was just like, by the way, you all thought it. So that was a fun little thing.
There was, the interesting note too is that, and this is a big part of later seasons, is that he says that Titans aren't our only enemies.
Yeah, he did say that.
And that kind of ties into both the classist side of what we've seen so far of like the regular people versus royalty. Because remember how it was Lord Vald or whatever the guy's name was?
Yeah, the guy who
minor
sucks
character.
at chess.
Yeah. He was like, come protect me, come protect my mansion. And Pixies was like, nah, fuck off.
Funny joke.
I have a better job than that.
Funny joke, bye!
So there's that comes up later as a lot of the like royalty versus the regular plebs. And then the people of Walsina versus the rest.
Right. Yeah, so that is interesting. And I also think it's also interesting because there's a lot of like racism of the past and like the isms of the past and how like they don't exist the same way now, but also they're still very present. At first I was sort of like, okay, so there's just this like class system and there's obviously the like racism part and the child sex trafficking thing, which was
very briefly mentioned,
which was like brought up real casually and then not mentioned again.
I mean, the race part comes in much later. They get to it, but I was just surprised that they even mentioned it here.
Yeah.
Because that's such a late game topic.
Yeah.
And I forgot that they mentioned it. But it's true, you don't see like any other races besides kind of Mikasa, who looks a little more Asian than the rest of them.
Diversity check on this?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we've passed the Bechdel test. There was like Sasha, Ymir, and Krista, where they just did not talk about men at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, yeah, and even with that, like, I know the Bechdel test is very much like, do they talk about a man? And that's a fail. But at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of the conversations are less about talking about a man and more about talking about a plan or like a rank, you know, like it's less of like, oh, this guy is the weird center of my life, and it's more just like following the commander. Commander is a man.
Yeah.
And like, yes, I know that means they still failed the Bechdel test, but like, still, it's different than being like Joe Schmo at the bar.
I can't. Levi, he broke my heart. The show is actually very good at diversity, like between men and women.
Yeah.
They do a really good job of being like, yeah, women can be soldiers too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead the question on this one. Given the repercussions and what he is, what do you think the outcomes of him being able to turn into a Titan will be? Like, there's a lot of ways this could go.
Yeah,
and this is why I bring it up as a topic, because it's an interesting thought experiment before we get in. We're literally gonna figure it out in the next like 2 episodes. But it's a good thought experiment.
So, okay, so based on the conversation at the end of that episode with Levi and Erwin. But it's like, based on that conversation, they know that he wants to be in the Scouts.
Yeah.
The main paths that I'm sort of seeing is that after, the first one is like after things sort of exist in whatever way they exist, he's going to join the Scouts and venture out into the woods because it's what he wants. And he's the main character.
Yeah. Plot armor.
Plot armor. The plot armor that I was so disappointed for.
He died in like the 5th episode.
I was like,
wait a minute.
Well, it's like he lost a leg, and I was like, that's shit plot armor. And then he got eaten. I was like, that is terrible plot armor.
This is one of those shows that is not afraid to kill off characters.
After 15 years of Supernatural, my trust in plot armor is real high. So I will be shocked when main characters die. More specifically, I'll be shocked when main characters die and don't come back.
Yeah, it's because unlike Supernatural.
Anyway, but yeah, so it's like based on that, I think I would put my eggs in the basket of he joins the Scouts, he goes out into the woods.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a potential delay on that plan where somebody important goes, well, we're just gonna commandeer him to protect just the elite in the middle.
That'd be an interesting...
It doesn't happen.
No, like the thought process of using Eren as like a bodyguard, essentially.
Yeah, as like an elite defense for the elite.
What is an interesting topic that they kind of cover later is that he is essentially a covert walking weapon. You could take him to...
I hadn't even considered using him as like a political piece.
Yeah. Military police, the inner ring, they want him. Or they want him dead.
Right.
Like either one or the other. Garrison, which is everybody else, is like, kill this fucker, he's a threat to society. In the end, even Eren doesn't really know what he's doing.
Right.
So...
Which I think is evident by the fact that he tried to punch his girlfriend in the face. Platonic. His friend that's a girl.
Yeah, his friend girl. It's a bit weird that she keeps that red scarf on. Like,
Platonic love is real love.
yeah.
I love you platonically.
It's fair. Love you too, platonically.
Thank you! Fuck! Sitting here being like, love me back. Or else I'll call your wife and say mean things about you.
This is like my favorite. This is like the neo-Gothic architecture. I'm gonna bring out the fancy words.
No,
here.
do it!
I'm not gonna do too much of a deep dive because you haven't. No, you've only seen the cities so far. We're looking at the external cathedrals. We're looking at very kind of in between, like.
We're looking at all the useless bell towers.
Yeah, for some reason that
So
there are
many
bell towers
bell towers.
conveniently located every like 5 blocks. But it's a very like Eastern European castle town kind of style where you see these kind of brick buildings, brick roads. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, why they have the power here that they could go a little bit taller besides the cathedral towers and a little more opulent, but they don't, and I think that's because of fear that it will just get destroyed. The architecture implies that this is something in like 1400s to 1600s.
Yeah.
And the technology, namely the 3D gear, which uses steam power, implies that it's like 1800s Industrial Revolution.
Right.
There's an interesting mix here, and it gets a little bit more confusing later on, of like traditional fantasy mixed with, let's say, steampunk.
Yeah.
Where you get like the swords, the gear, the style of kind of steampunk.
You know,
Gothic
you're right.
style.
My brain did not make the connection, but this is also pretty obviously steampunk.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you can turn into a giant fucking monster. But just the considerations of like the implications of religion, technology, and fantasy kind of all coming together is interesting. That we'll go forward with that.
Yeah, I am very interesting to learn more about this wall religion, both as a joke, but also in reality, because I'm interested to see how it shapes society and how people actually deal with it.
And I'll tell you right now, similar to real life, the church has more power than you think.
Love it. Love when the church is doing some fucked up shit.
They know more than you think they know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching this episode. Please enjoy the next episode here.
Okay.